God. Because first and before all other things, there's God. And now the disclaimer. This is only intended as a thought exercise. While it is possible for a thought exercise to lead to serious discoveries and revelations, it can also be just a lot of fun, even at the same time. And that's what this is supposed to be. It's just for fun. So relax and don't take this too seriously. Just let the imagination have some time in the sun. Okay, to not drag on the drama too long, I'll go ahead and zip through the background or the backdrop of this stage. I came across a very curious video posted on YouTube. It was curious because it was an expose arguing that our planet is a flat disk and not an oblate sphere. Very curious, right? I mean, hasn't it been about 5 centuries now that we, the world over, have perceived our planet, stars, and moon as all being spherical? In short, the answer is yes, we have absolutely covered this. It's a done deal and no need to further discuss the issue. And yet, I find that the number of people posting papers, videos, and books is actually growing. The number of arguments is growing, and the demonstrations for their point are growing. In short, the flat Earth model is gaining a resurgence. And this apparent resurgence also captured my attention as well as my curiosity. I thought this all must surely be a simple thing, perhaps a lampoon or clever rhetoric. I just assumed I would watch some of the videos, read some of the papers, and then go on to quickly be able to dismantle the claim, enjoy the humor, and then move on. At least that is what I thought would happen. Instead, I fell into a world of well-developed arguments, well-organized science, and sobering presentations. To make an unnecessarily long story necessarily short, I climbed down into a hole and realized that my confidence in the old world paradigm wasn't as confident as I would have guessed. Suddenly, the rigid structures began to fade away. Okay, so I added some drama after all. The point is that flat Earth theory has merit, and the proponents of this theory have assembled some darn good evidence, science, argument, and even presentations. The only thing really missing in the camp of flat earthers is, oddly enough, the same thing missing from the camp of oblate sphere-ers. I don't know how to say. Which, oddly enough, again, is the absolute, inarguable, infallible, and empirically verifiable proof of either side's position. Neither camp has it. So then which camp is correct? Now I have found that between two opposing points, now they're seeking the truth, there tends to be a line that connects those points, and that line is usually where the truth actually can be found. So maybe we should start drawing some lines? Actually, we should absolutely do this because that is where the fun is. So let's don our foil hats and get started. Now here's my line, for fun. Why can't both camps be correct? Maybe the line of truth that connects them is that they are both correct. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm wearing tinfoil, so it's not like a surprise. However, on a serious note, maybe they are both correct, and presented here as an imaginative way that they can be connected. Earth is really a spaceship. Okay, easy on the judgments. This is supposed to be for fun, remember? Crazy as a planet-sized spaceship sounds, it does provide some potential answers and connections. For example, the dome hypothesis tries to account for why stars and planets that look flat and formless even through very powerful telescopes. It also tries to explain why time-lapse photography of the night sky doesn't seem to show any lateral movement, just clean lines and a spin. So if the stars and night lights are projections, especially holographic projections, it's not impossible that this would explain the fuzzy stars that we see when we look through telescopes. Again, no conclusive proof. Okay, so the idea here is that if two extreme points of view differ, with neither being able to establish themselves as correct or even the other as incorrect, well, then it is time to start getting creative. With creativity, we can re-examine the evidence in different ways and from different vantage points so that we can look to see if anything new can be understood by looking at the same things differently than they have already been examined. So here's my offering for this presentation, just for fun. Earth, as we know it today, is really a giant spaceship. It is flat, disc-shaped, and covered by a dome that also seals in the borders. The sun, the moon are multi-purpose mechanisms that affect weather and climate, provide heat, and are also the engine that drives the ship through space. The fuel source for the engine is a near infinite supply of static electricity provided by the planet itself. Weather, tides, and animal activity all generate the static electricity, which is then gathered up by the moon and transferred to the sun, which converts that potential into plasma that drives the ship forward. The energy is returned to the planet's surface in the form of radiation, where it is gathered by plants and recycled into base elements. Animals eat plants and each other, while bacteria and other microbes serve their purpose. And what we have is a very efficient, closed, perpetual system. It makes packing for a multi-thousand light year journey so much easier than trying to pack millions of sandwiches, not to mention that it saves the tinfoil for more hats. Remember that this is a thought exercise, which means we exercise thinking. How this works is that if you are an open-minded person, then you consider this offering as how it can be true. What does it take for such things as a planet-sized spaceship to actually get built, exist, and even the most colorful question of why it was built? On the other side, if you're a more closed-minded person, then you consider what it takes to prove that such a thing did not happen. We all can consider the evidence, but what proof is available that we can all experience empirically that demonstrates that the Earth is not a spaceship? So to offer some more here, why would there be stars in space projected against the dome? Perhaps if this is an actual spaceship, the sky scene we see projected is a snapshot of the sky as it was where our home used to be before we flew away on the ship. The sun, moon, and stars, while serving various other purposes, may also be serving the purpose of reminding us from where we came. Why would we want to remember? Good question, and maybe a clue could be attributed to the story of Moses and the wandering Israelites, as told in the books of Exodus. Perhaps such a ship and its inhabitants are wandering through the wilderness of space, looking for a new home, a new star system to park our ship and move into a new world. Perhaps our journey is to be so long that the generation that left will be gone, and it will be an entirely new generation that arrives to a new home. A new home somewhere. Why would we leave, and why did we need to provision so well for such a potentially multi-millennial journey? Curiosity? Desperation? Escape? If you were to design such a craft, an ark, by which to save and preserve mankind, animals, and plants from a pure and complete extinction, how would you go about predicting and preparing for needs and challenges? Even if the task wasn't founded on such dire reasons, but simply for exploration and self-fulfillment, wouldn't the needs and challenges be the same? What kind of ship would you design, and would it look and function anything like our current world? If we are on a ship, I would love to meet the crew. Enjoy the thought experiment. I hope it proves enjoyable and even thought-provoking. If you don't want to share your ideas and revelations with the world, that's okay. At least, though, share them with someone. We should never be quiet with our imagination. Thank you very much, and be blessed. Walk